Right now, the world is standing at a dangerous turning point, a point where one single decision could shake the entire global economy. If you think oil is just something we use for cars, then you are missing a much bigger truth. Oil is power. It controls economies, governments, and even the stability of nations. And now, signs are starting to appear that the world could be heading toward a major oil crisis. The biggest reason? Rising tensions in the Middle East, a region that holds a huge portion of the world's oil supply. But what's even more concerning is this. The United States is starting to make moves that clearly show something serious is coming. Recent reports suggest that the US is preparing to use its emergency oil reserves. This is not a normal step. These reserves are only meant to be used during major national or global crises. So ask yourself, if the most powerful country in the world is getting ready to use its backup oil supply, how serious is the situation right now? Is this just a precaution, or is it the beginning of something much bigger? That's the question millions of Americans are starting to ask. And the answer is far more complicated than it seems. We need to look at the historical data of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. The logistics of deploying millions of barrels are immense and require. To understand what's really happening, you need to look at how the global oil system works. A large portion of the world's oil comes from a few key regions, and the most critical one is the Middle East. This region supplies oil to major economies around the world. But now, increasing political tensions and potential conflicts are putting that supply at risk. If that supply gets disrupted, the first thing that will happen is a sharp rise in oil prices. And when oil prices rise, everything becomes more expensive. Gas prices go up, transportation costs increase, food prices rise, even basic daily expenses start to hit your wallet harder. Because in reality, almost everything in modern life depends on oil in some way. This is exactly why the United States is now focusing on its Strategic Petroleum Reserve. This reserve acts as a safety net, a backup system designed to protect the country during emergencies. But history tells us something important. Whenever these reserves are seriously considered or used, it usually means that something big is already happening behind the scenes. So the real question is this just preparation, or is this a warning sign of a crisis that hasn't fully hit yet? Here's the most alarming part. If a true oil crisis begins, it won't stay limited to one country. It will affect the entire world, from the United States to Europe, from Asia to the rest of the globe. Every economy will feel the impact. Inflation will rise, daily life will become more expensive, and financial pressure on ordinary people will increase rapidly. History has shown us again and again that major shifts in oil prices can change the direction of the world. In some cases, they have even contributed to major conflicts and wars. So now we have to ask, are we heading toward another global crisis? Is this the beginning of something that could reshape the future? Or is this just a temporary phase that will pass with time? The truth is, no one knows for sure. But one thing is certain. If this situation continues to escalate, it will affect every single one of us, and possibly far more than we are prepared for.